Alfred Molina is due to reprise his role as Doctor Octopus in Spider-Man No Way Home. However, how will Doc Ock return? Well, in the last couple of days, Molina's been very vocal about how he intends to return. So, I'm Tommy Bow from Move Rewind, and without further ado, let's get into it. So at the time of this recording, there is not a lot of details about Spider-Man No Way Home. I would say it's one of the most anticipated Spider-Man films ever released, for the simple reason there's so much mystery surrounding it. No one has any idea what it's really going to be. Now, at the moment, everyone is leaning to the idea that this is going to be a Spider-Verse film. Why? Well, because everyone keeps denying it for a start. Even Tom Holland's denied it, so people have started saying, well, if they're trying to deny it this strongly, that must mean that they're doing it. Of course, we don't know. Although there are a couple of rumours and confirmed casting choices which make it appear that an Into the Spider-Verse film is going to happen. First of all, Jamie Foxx is cast as Electro. Now, he appeared in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 alongside Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. So him returning to that role got everyone thinking, hang on a minute, they're getting villains from older Spider-Man films into this film. Does that mean they're doing a Spider-Verse film? And of course then all the rumours went into 100% overdrive when it was announced that Alfred Molina would be reprising his role as Doctor Octopus. He last appeared in Spider-Man 2 alongside Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. And Spider-Man 2 is, in my opinion, the best Spider-Man film ever released, and it is for a lot of people. So to hear that the villain from that film was to return in No Way Home was amazing. Now, Molina has currently, in the last couple of days, come out and spoke about how his character will fit into Spider-Man No Way Home. And I'm just going to discuss what he said, as well as analyse whether what they're doing with this character is actually a good idea, or are they going to really spoil his character. Alfred Molina has come out and said that his character of Doc Ock is the same character in No Way Home than was left in Spider-Man 2. Apparently, it picks up exactly where Spider-Man 2 left off. Now, if you have watched Spider-Man 2, then you will know that Doc Ock had a fantastic character arc for a villain. He redeemed himself and he sacrificed himself in order to save New York City, and one of the best quotes in that film is when he is sacrificing himself by pulling his experiment into the river. He says, "I will not die a monster." And the last scene you see is him falling into the water, drowning with his experiment. Now, that was a beautiful ending. It's one reason why Doc Ock is such a memorable villain, because he had a complete story arc. You understood what his character stood for, and he redeemed himself, which is always strong for a villain. For them to pick him up in No Way Home just from where he left off after that heroic sacrifice which redeemed his character, it's a little bit concerning for me, because in my opinion it could undermine the events of Spider-Man 2, which is, of course, I'm quite protective of the Sam Raimi trilogy. I'm a massive fan of Tobey Maguire and Sam Raimi's original trilogy. So I'm concerned that No Way Home could ruin that. Of course, if they are doing an Into the Spider-Verse film, that was always a possibility that they would not please everyone, because there are three very big fan bases who like each actor who plays Spider-Man, and especially with the Sam Raimi trilogy, to try and undermine or change certain things which happen in those films in order to fit No Way Home, it could lead to a backlash. Now, I'm not going to jump before anything's been announced. I'm quite happy to go in and see this film and see what they do. Alfred Molina, I'm sure, will give a strong performance in the role of Doc Ock, and I'm sure Doc Ock will be an interesting character and a great villain. Although the one issue I do have is that No Way Home could undermine Doc Ock's character arc in Spider-Man 2, and I think that would be a mistake. I think it would lead to a massive backlash amongst fans, and I just think it doesn't need changing. So fingers crossed they don't mess it up. Let's just hope not. So in conclusion, it's great to hear how Alfred Molina will be returning to the role of Doc Ock and potential storylines about that. I would say from this news, considering that he is the same Doc Ock who was in Spider-Man 2, they are doing a Spider-Verse storyline. If that is true, then it will be great to see Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire return to the role. I previously did do a video on this where I discussed that we needed a Spider-Verse live action, and I thought that would be a really good idea and could unite the fan base. More so now, I think it could just divide the fan base. Of course, as I said, people are very protective over films, especially quite nostalgic films which they grew up with, because there's a lot of, they hold them close to their hearts because they grew up with them and there's a lot of nostalgia there. So of course people are a bit protective over things like that. So just gotta wait and see. I think we'll know more when the trailers are released and some of the plot details are released. They've been very good at keeping this film under wraps, I do have to say. More so than ever before, I would say, especially Tom Holland, because he usually spoils everything. So he's done a good job as well. So thanks for watching, guys. I really do hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe in order to receive great, maybe even improved quality content in the future. And of course, what is your opinion on Alfred Molina returning to the role? Are you excited? Are you a little concerned? And do you actually think that an Into the Spider-Verse live action film is a good idea, or could it just result in a lot of problems further down the line? Whatever your view, it's good to comment and get a discussion going, and I will see you in another one. See ya!